Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everyone had a good week. It 100% hasn't been a week since I last made a video, but we're going to pretend that this has been scheduled and dropping weekly. So I hope everyone had a good week. This is episode 4 or week 4 of Issa Marathon, your weekly updates on me maybe training for a race that, man, if you ain't figured that out yet, based on anything that all the context clues, then you don't deserve to know. But yeah, this is week 4, and we are going to dive right into things. No, we're not. I lied to you. 2 things I got feedback from, because I did ask you guys to give me as much feedback as you care to give in regards to anything you're watching, right? And the number 1 thing was about the poster. Y'all don't know how long it's been or it's taken me to even put anything on that damn wall. I found a spot that I liked, and because it's not positioned where y'all like, you think I'm going to move it? Oh, you don't know me very well. That thing's gonna stay right there. Look, you can see it right now, okay? Duluth, 1:20:19. That's my time. It's staying there. Number 2 is there was a hanger on that door before that bothered 2 of y'all. So right before filming this, the hanger was removed. So look at that. You guys tell me what you want to see, and I at least acknowledge it, right? Not necessarily going to change it. I acknowledged it. But anyway, let's hop right into it's week 4. Yeah, week 4 of this thing, right? So this was a race week, so it was shorter when it came to mileage, not as much running around as previous weeks. So we'll start off with my lunch run on Monday. As you can see here, I'm not going to do the Vanna White thing because I still can't remember what side I put it on. I always just do it at the editing. This was run 1 of a daily double. I like those. And it really wasn't anything to talk about. I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that when you see this video, it still won't be fall. Stop rushing summer away. Stop rushing the end of summer. Have it as, you guys love summer, right? So hold on to it as long as you want. You can't rush greatness, and fall is the best season there is. So stop it with that. Fall starts on the 22nd of September. This was a fall run. Anyway, let's get into the real shit. On the 13th of September, I just wanted to, this was not a run, and I wanted to speak on this because it's something that I'm really bad at, and that's a rest day. Not even just an off day, not doing anything. Sometimes your body just is tired and needs some rest. You guys love self-care. It's like the big thing. The fuck? On social media. My hats just fell. I don't know what that was. Everyone loves self-care, but doesn't really practice it. Just like to post about it. So on days when I'm just not feeling it, and it's been like, I think it was like 18, 19 days in a row that I ran in some way, shape, or form. I just need to sit down and rest. You know, I understand that you'll feel guilty for not doing anything, or you'll feel lazy. Forget all that. Take a day off. Sit your ass down somewhere. Catch up on a show. Eat whatever you want. Like, you deserve a rest day if you're training. You deserve a rest day for anything. But if you're in the middle of a training cycle, take those damn rest days. Take care of your body. Anyway, moving on to the 15th. It's a Thursday, track Thursday. And like as I mentioned, it was I had a race this past Sunday. So it was a light work week when it came to anything. No workouts, just simple shit just to keep my legs moving and get some miles in. It was a 45-mile week. So went to the track and did 200-meter repeats, 10 of them. And I wanted to keep them all at 38 seconds per. I just made up that number. I don't know why, but it seemed like a good spot to be in. I could do it comfortably without pushing myself, and it wasn't strenuous at all on the body. So just wanted to work on my form and make sure my mechanics were looking somewhat good, which all gets thrown out the window on race day with me anyway. But hit those repeats consistently at 38, which was it pleased me. Got me in a positive mood, and there's some other folks out there that were not doing such things, and being able to watch them do their work while I had an easy day kind of filled that void of Track Thursday, because I wasn't really pushing myself hard. And that's what we do on Track Thursdays. We push ourselves a little bit. So, yeah, 10 by 200 with 200-meter jogs. So 10 400 especially. Moving on to Saturday, the day before the race. Now, I am notoriously doing the most when it comes to race weekends. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my selfless nature. I need to make sure that everyone else is good before I'm good. But I told myself I was going to have a seat and do me a little bit. So that included going into the city for a shakeout run, and did the shakeout run with Brooks. Brooks was in town because they are one of the title sponsors for the Philadelphia Distance Run. If you know anything about me, I am not out here going to every community run that there is. And it's not that I'm anti-community runs or anti the community. Like, I build community better than anybody on earth. And quote me. And when you're training, right, and you don't live in the city, who has time to go to 9 group runs to run 5K at a slow pace? And there's nothing wrong with that. We do one on Monday. But, like, I got miles and workouts to do, so I don't have time for all that. So if I do pull up, it's normally because it's a family affair. And shout out to Sarah and Ethan at the Oval for putting that run together. I thought it was part of the November Project weekend, which I wanted no parts of. And again, let me clarify some things on that. I don't hate November Project. I don't hate anything. That's it. It's just not for me. I have people that are kind of cool in my life that do that November Project thing. I just don't want any parts of it. So anyway, once I realized that it wasn't part of the November Project weekend, I was like, oh, I'll pull up. So I got some easy miles in, great conversation, met some folks that I never met in person, which was cool. They had seen IRC, Issa Run Crew, for all of you that are new to this, on the Strava film that came out a couple of months ago. When did that come out? I don't even know when it came out, but got to chat with them a little bit, see some faces that I haven't seen in a while, and did some strides at the end of it. It was a pretty good shakeout, and I'm glad that I attended instead of doing a shakeout by myself at home in these suburban streets. We got race day. Goodness gracious, Philadelphia Distance Run. So last year I PR'd at that race with like a 1:22:36, I think it was. And that was a big thing because I just wanted to dip under 1:25 and made a really huge jump. So this year, in the middle of a training cycle and not having been training for this race, it was kind of up in the air as to what I wanted to shoot for. And shout out to Danny. I was talking to her the day before, like, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, yo, I need to figure out if I'm going to race this thing or just do it at marathon pace. So I had no goals. My PR is that thing back there, 1:20:19, and I wasn't sure if I could go for that. I feel like on a perfect day, I could PR, but I always feel like that, right? Confidence is not something I lack. I just didn't know if I felt like doing that. Big difference, to me at least. I don't always feel like putting it all out on the line. There's very few races that I don't, but like, you got to mentally prepare for that shit. And I didn't think I was there. And marathon pace for me, if I was to run a marathon, it's something that I think I can do for a half marathon easily. So it's like, what do I really want to do? Just something in the middle there that has no purpose? Let's just go out and have a good time. So my buddy Cody and I ran this race, and we did it in an hour, 22 minutes and 30 something seconds, 39 seconds. Yeah, because I was 3 seconds off of my course PR. It was an interesting race because I started off hot and on the way to a PR. Like the first half, my splits were sexy. I'm going to read them off to you because that's what you're here for. First mile was 55. First mile was 5 minutes, 55 seconds. Second was 6:09. Then we had a 5:57. Then we had a 6:11, a 6:13, a 6:09. And then something inside of me was just like, hey, bruh, I don't really feel like doing this shit today. I looked at Cody and said, I don't got it. He told me, you do. Let's keep going. I was like, all right. I brought the pace back a little bit, but I tend to do that in the middle of races anyway. Excuse me, my eyes itching. Because I believe in my kick. My kick in the last 5K of most races is impeccable. It's fearless. It's amazing. And I felt like I could have made up any time that I lost in the middle of the race during the last 3 miles. But, when you don't have it, you don't have it, right? And it's good to be aware of yourself and your body and honest with yourself, because it's a thin line between like, oh, am I giving up and being a little bitch, or do I just not have it and today's not my day? And I feel like I navigate those streets pretty well, and I just didn't have it. I went out there, we went out there because Cody was with me from start to finish, and I appreciate him for that, and just didn't have it. But it was a good effort. 122.39 is not a bad time by any means, and I'm not one of the folks that has a bad race and woe is me and has all these excuses. I just didn't have it, and that's fine. You're not always going to. I'm not always going to. I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm not always going to have it, and I did it. So that's that. Jordan Hasai, however you say her name, she was out there on the course, which was surprising and random because I don't think she was on the list of elites. Maybe she was. I didn't really pay attention to that, but I beat her time-wise, so take that. And it was a fun time. The weather was perfect. My fueling was fine. Kit was cool. I wore a top that oh my goodness, how did I forget the hat? Thanks to Amber Zimmerman, I decided to wear a hat. No, it's not fully her. She wears hats, and I was like, oh, I'm going to copy off of you and wear a hat for this race. The real reason is because I need a haircut and I need my hair done, and I just wanted, I'm the most vain person ever. I wanted my race photos to look somewhat decent, and they wouldn't have if I didn't wear a hat. But forget everything I just said. The real reason that race was trash was because of that hat. I forgot that I prefaced the whole entire weekend by letting y'all know that I will blame everything on wearing a hat. So no more hats during races. I will never do that again. Bandanas, yes. Glasses, yes. Hats, absolutely not. If you're going to wear a hat during a race, don't do it. Worst time ever. One thing that did happen on the course that I was not very happy about, and you can see that because I made a whole caption about it, was, and I won't say names because I'm not here for the drama. You can text me if you want to know. I apologize. I'm not re-recording this. My eye is itching like a thing that itches. But many people might not know this about me, but I have really good hearing. It's annoying. I can hear random conversations going on all over the place, like word for word. And sometimes I try to block things out and focus on whatever I'm supposed to be focusing on, but it fails sometimes. And I'm running by this group of women that run in the city of Philadelphia who, I don't know what their deal is, right? But they did this thing where they just like, and I saw it because I have good vision too. And I saw that they like noticed me coming, and they all just kind of like turned their backs to the course and acted like they were good. I guess they were running. And then I heard like the giggling and da 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 da, and then a key word that I won't say on here because I won't, that let me know that like if I wasn't the direct topic of the conversation, I was catching some strays. And I just want you to know, women, don't do that. Not like all women. I love women, right? These particular ones, and they know who they are, and you might know who they are. Don't do that, because I'm petty, and the last thing you want is for me to be petty when it comes to this run thing, because I already enjoy trolling runners as it is. But don't be the subject. Just a little warning. There's a lot of strays out there that can come your way if you really wanted that problem. But overall, anyway, back to the stuff that matters, like me and my running. Overall, this week was a solid week, and that race, running the Philadelphia distance run, it didn't kill my confidence going into the rest of this training block. It just let me know where I was and what I needed to do, which is very important to have those measuring sticks. So I hit my mileage total. I was supposed to run 45 for the week. I hit 46. My legs are complete trash after the race, but I know where I'm at and I know what I need to work on, which is a positive, right? You got to find the positives in these things and not focus on the negatives, which there really were no negatives other than people talking a bunch of nonsense on course. Didn't run the time that I could, but I have some guidance as to where I need to go. We got to add some strength training. We got to do some mobility. We got to work on our stability, form, and all those types of things, because when it comes to those later miles of a marathon, if I were to run a marathon, that's where that stuff comes in, all the extra stuff. So the running is going to come, and I can knock that stuff out. It's just all the extra stuff that we're going to have to really focus on. So going into week 5, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start laying the foundation and really get into this thing just in case I happen to run a marathon later on this year. So that's all I got for you. I think this was a shorter episode than usual. Thank you for tuning in, everyone who watches this. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the support. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, feedback, you know where to find me. Let me know. Holler at me. Until next week. Peace.